Hi students, and welcome to today's live IELTS class. My name is Adrian. I'm streaming to you from beautiful Central Europe. I hope everybody is having a good week so far. Welcome Marjona. Hi Sachin. Hi Nadia. Nice to see our regular students. Hello Anna. Hi Janil. Good to see our members as well. In this class, we are looking at the speaking section, specifically part 1, and what steps you need to do to target that perfect band 9 score. This lesson, as usual, is brought to you by aehelp.com for academic IELTS success. Please check us out there. For the general IELTS, visit us at gieltshelp.com. That's generalieltshelp.com. On both of our websites, we have hundreds of students join us every day and begin their journey to improve their strategy, their band score for their next IELTS exam. This is our academic IELTS website here with the blue background. You can click that big red button to join the premium package there. We are an official British Council IELTS test registration center for Saudi Arabia, and we're also British Council certified agents. For general IELTS, check us out at gieltshelp.com. It's the green background. You can click the big red button there to join our premium package. We have over 100 hours of HD video lessons, a fully interactive course, original practice exams, and lots more. In fact, you can even practice your speaking for free, and I will quickly show you where just before we start, because as many of you know, practice makes perfect, so you have to practice your speaking. And of course, doing that with other students is great. So when you create a My Student account, you log in. And as soon as you are in your My Student account, you will see this button on your mobile or computer. It's the Student Partner Speaking. You click on that. And then as soon as you accept the terms, you get to another window here. And in this window, you will find other users who are waiting for speaking partners. And you can do video chat or a phone chat, or you can start by texting them and saying, hey, this is me, I'd like to chat with you, practice some IELTS. We see Asim, Vishnu, Hassan are in here right now, and I think I saw Matthew and Uzman in here as well. So usually there's at least a few people hanging out in here. There's practice questions for you, so definitely check that out. You can do that on the General IELTS website also, and it's 100% free. You can access it through your free demo account as well, okay? And it's 100% free, so definitely use it. I know a lot of our regular students do use it all the time, which is great. Andri, hello, I'm doing fantastic. Thank you for asking me. Andri Uskov, our member. Hi, Rashika. Okay, so if you don't have our apps, you can certainly get them from your Play Stores. Academic IELTS Help app links to our website, aehelp.com, and General IELTS Help app links to gieltshelp.com. Welcome, Carolina, our mediator. Hope you're having a good start to the week. To send an email if you have questions, use my address, adrian@aehelp.com, and I will answer you promptly, I promise. Okay, so let's take a look. Right now, we are at the start of a full week of live classes. Today, speaking part 1, that's for, of course, everyone. And then tomorrow, we'll have a reading passage for members a little bit earlier in the day. And at this time, we'll do a listening part 1 and 2 with everyone. Of course, we have classes all the way until Saturday. Definitely keep track. You can follow us on Instagram or check the YouTube community posts to find our regular schedule. It's always there, okay? Welcome, Jen. Good to see you in the class. I'm happy you made it. Fantastic. All right, so let's get into it, students. So speaking part 1, be confident. Be yourself, speak fluently, speak in complete sentences. You're not in a friendly conversation with the examiner. You are there to show your best English. That's the key. So the best English that you can produce. So what you're doing here is you're producing professional English communication to your best ability. Okay, hi Eugene, Panda Cat. All right. So basically, your IELTS speaking interviews start the same, whether you're wearing a mask, doing it through the computer, or hopefully soon you won't need to wear the mask or use the computer, but you can sit again face to face. That is ideal. So hopefully by the time summer rolls around, we'll be getting into that direction. And then you will see the examiner. Now, the examiner could be young, could be old, could be a male, could be a female, could be British, could be Australian, could be somebody from India with really good English, or somebody from Brazil with really good English. So they don't have to be a native speaker. There's no guarantee they're going to be a native speaker, but they will certainly have excellent English. Okay, so that's for sure. That's why it's a good idea to practice with different people with different accents. Okay, so here's just a quick tip for you. Okay, I mean, if you're in Australia or if you're in the UK, most likely you will have a local examiner. But if you're in India or if you're in China or somewhere else, you could have quite a variety of examiners. Okay, so the examiner's nationality and attitude should not matter. You are there to do a job. Okay, so sometimes students complain that, oh, my examiner was a little bit grumpy, or they had this really serious look, they made me feel nervous, or, oh, my examiner had a New Zealand accent, I couldn't understand them. So that shouldn't matter, okay? You're there to do a job. What is your job? That's my first question here. Yes, Raghav, they do record your speaking, especially because if you ask for a remark, they listen to the recording to give you a remark. Okay, so they always record it for quality assurance and for remarking. So your speaking interview will always be recorded. Yes, absolutely. Okay, just like when you call a company and they say, we record this phone call for quality assurance and customer service purposes. Okay, so what is your job? What are you there to do? You're not there to get angry about the examiner. You're not there to be nervous. Yusuf, yeah, all of these live sessions are recorded and you can see them on YouTube later. Okay? Yeah, exactly, Carolina. It's just what I said. So you're there to do your best and show your top level of English. English skills and get a high band. Okay, as the saying goes in English, keep your eyes on the prize. Okay, so don't let go of that. Keep your eyes on the prize. That's what you're there to do. All right. Sammy says, think about them like they're your grandfather, your grandmother. They love you. They're not going to judge you, but you need to speak respectfully, clearly, loud to them with details so they understand you. Yeah, thinking about the examiner as your grandfather or your grandmother is excellent advice. I agree, Marasa, 100%. Okay, so let's warm up. Let's get into this a little bit. I know a lot of you are anxious to do so. Let's start with, may I see your identification? That's usually the first question. So let me just hop that up to the top here. Usually they'll ask for your ID, even before they ask for your name, because if you don't have your identification, it doesn't really matter who you are. You can't sit the exam. Okay? First question, may I see your identification, please? Okay? You come into the room or you start the video chat, and for the video chat, it's a little bit different. They probably already have your ID, so they don't start with that. They will introduce their names. Okay, if you're in the face-to-face or in the same room, they will ask you to show your ID. You don't pass it anymore. Okay, so can you please show me your ID? Sammy says, my full name is Seva Sankar. You're jumping the gun, Sammy. Okay. Marjona says, yes, of course, here's my ID, which I used for registration purposes, please take a look. Not to, Marjona, but for. Okay? Used to register or used for registration. Yeah, it's the word forms, Marjona. Be careful with that. Okay? You do not want to make mistakes in these first few questions. That's really awkward. Honey says, yes, sure. Here's my ID, which I used to register for the IELTS. Perfect. Jin says, yes, here is my passport that I have shown the other officer. Perfect. Very good, Jin. Yeah. Because you usually show the passport already beforehand these days. But if you sit face to face, they can ask you in some places, okay, for your ID. All right. Shireen says, yes, of course. Here you go. Not here we go. Here you go. Okay. Janelle says, yes, of course. This is the passport that I used to register for the exam. Please have a look. I think you will see my picture on the 3rd page. Okay. So, yes, of course. Here is my passport that I used to register. You will see my picture and details on the, I think it's, usually the 3rd page, if I'm not mistaken, and most passports. Anyway, that's nice fluent language, okay? So produce fluent language right away. Remind yourself that you want to be professional, okay? You want to sound professional. You can do that by producing professional language and assisting the examiner, right? And sometimes, people are flipping through the passport. Where's the picture? So here we go. Repeat after me. This is speaking, everyone, so don't just listen. Speak and repeat. Copy my pronunciation. Copy my intonation. My pronunciation is West Coast North American, specifically Vancouver, Victoria, Seattle area. Okay, so think about that when you're listening to my accent. It's a good accent. It's nice and crisp. It's clear. It's a good accent to pick up. Okay, so make sure to speak and repeat. Yeah, usually most West Coast, East Coast, US, Canadian accents are quite clear and crisp. So they're the ones you hear in most movies as well. Hollywood is just down south of where I live. And a lot of movies are made in Vancouver and Victoria as well. So it's a very familiar kind of accent pronunciation for many of you who like watching those Hollywood films. All right, so here we go. May I see your identification? Again, repeat after me. Repeat questions too. May I see your identification? Yes, of course. Here's my passport that I used to register. You will see my picture and details on the 3rd page. Great. Let's keep going. Now, the examiner is holding your passport. What is your full name? So what is your full name? That's the next question coming up because they want to know your name and probably your nickname as well. So what is your full name? Marasa says, my given name is Marasa and my family name is Bakari. You can address me by my nickname, which is Honey, like the pot of honey in the emoji. Yes, Marasa, very good. Andri says, my full name is Andri Uskov. Please call me by my first name, Andri. Not is, just please call me by my first name, Andri. Laura, in some places, national IDs are accepted. In some places, only passports are accepted. During your registration process, you will see the choices that are available for your part of the world, okay? So you can select, if you're registering online, what kind of ID you can use or you want to use, okay? All right, Naresh says, my given name is Naresh and my family name is Chadari. Please call me Nur, okay? For short, it's Nur for short, for Naresh, okay? Hejin says, my name is Hejin O, but people usually call me Jin for short. Please do the same. Okay, so in this case, Jin, just instruct your examiner to do the same. That's how it would naturally finish in a conversation when you're meeting someone. So my name is Hejin O, but people usually call me Jin for short. Please do the same. I feel comfortable being called Jin. Okay, all right. So my full name is let's go with Vanessa Sarah Matthews. Please, but most people call me Vanny. Please do the same. Okay, so here's an example of that, okay? With a request. So what is your full name? Again, speak and repeat, everyone. So what is your full name? My full name is Vanessa Sarah Matthews, but most people call me Vanny for short. Please do the same, okay? And you can even say, it makes me feel comfortable. Because the examiners want you to feel comfortable. Okay? They want you to do well on the exam. They don't want you to be nervous. Okay? Some examiners are really good at trying to calm the students down. They have a big smile, and they try to speak in a very kind of soothing voice. Hi, how are you today? Okay, but that shouldn't matter anyway. Try to be comfortable. Okay? All right, so the next question here, the examiner will say, okay, Vanny, here is your passport back. Now, for part one, I will ask you a couple more questions to get to know you better and some questions on a general topic. Where do you live? Okay, very common icebreaker question of where do you live? Again, be ready for these kinds of everyday common questions. Okay. All right. Arda says, I live in a high-rise building in Istanbul, Turkey. It's slap bang in the middle of the city. It's not too big, but it's nice and cozy. Very good. Arda, careful with some of the wordiness there. Okay. Jainil says, I reside in a 2-bedroom flat on the 3rd floor next to Tapi River in the heart of Surat, which is the diamond city of India. I live there with my parents. Jainil, very nice. Nicely done, okay. A couple of slight corrections. Pay attention to that. Then Nan says, I was born in Haiphong, but now I live and study in Hanoi, which is the capital of Vietnam. Okay, Then, nice. Maybe include the micro as well. So where exactly do you live in Hanoi? Do you live downtown in a big building? Do you live in the suburbs in a flat or in a house? So maybe include that as well. So when you're thinking, students, and when you get stuck, one point that will help you is think about the macro, okay, like country and city, and think about the micro, okay? And many of you have learned this from my previous lessons as well, like the building, okay, and exact part of town, okay? So I live in a 2-bedroom flat about a kilometer from the magnificent Danube River in the heart of Budapest, which is the capital of Hungary, of course. Okay, so here I'm going from micro to macro, and that actually makes speech interesting if you go micro to macro, macro to micro, so you can kind of switch that up sometimes to have your communication be a little bit more interesting, more original and pleasing to listen to, okay? So think micro to macro, macro to micro. And you can always think about that for many of these questions, okay? All right, so here we go. Repeat after me. Where do you live? I live in a 2-bedroom flat about 1 kilometer from the magnificent Danube River in the heart of Budapest, which is the capital of Hungary, of course. Okay. And do you have any hobbies? Okay, so very common question again. It's basically the same as what do you like to do in your free time? Do you like to do any kinds of leisure activities, or what kinds of leisure activities do you like to do? So again, very common question. Make sure to have a good answer for this one. Now, students, obviously I can't read everybody's response, but that's totally fine. Keep practicing, keep writing. I will try to catch different students at different time, and make sure to not just write, but also say what you're writing, okay? Even if I don't say it nice and loud. So type it and say it, okay? Ois says, absolutely, I have several hobbies as I ride horses, take pictures of landscapes. Besides that, I play chess, which I have been learning since I was 7. Ois, I would throw in a nice present perfect at the end of that. So, which I have been playing since I was 7 years old. And in fact, I played a fantastic game online with my dad yesterday. Okay, Ois, so roll into that nice, smooth, flowing example. All right. Inaya says, yes, in my leisure time, I like to go on a run. I run in a park near my home. Usually I run 4K twice a week. Okay. Riza Corp says, I love taking pictures with my friends. Like yesterday, we went out to a park and I snapped some nice pictures of a couple of rare types of birds and flowers. Okay, that's good. Riza, it's a great start. I see where you're going with it. Good job. Okay. All right, Cyrillic, I can't read it. I think it's Anna, but I can't read it. Yes, I do. I adore playing the guitar and learning new English words. Actually, I spent on the former more time, and the latter I'm focusing on nowadays, especially for studying and for work. Okay. All right, good. Yeah, keep going with that. All right, Mahmoud says, well, I have a lot of hobbies, and I have been doing my hobbies since my childhood, like riding my bike, mountain climbing, hiking, and trekking. Just last Tuesday, I climbed a 1,600-meter peak, and it was really refreshing to get to the top. Okay, Mahmoud, good. Put that smooth flowing example in there as well, all right? That smooth flowing example in there. Ribka says, I love to cycle on the weekends with my friends, especially in the evening times. I enjoy the breeze and having some snacks along the way with some good conversation. It's a great way to socialize and get a workout. Okay, Rebecca, good. I made a few corrections. Pay attention to that. Okay. All right, Navneet says, yes, I have a lot of hobbies, like listening to Punjabi music in my spare time. Just yesterday, I spent a half an hour listening to my favorite band and musician. So Navneet, go into details, right? Gus says, yes, I really love playing basketball with my friends every afternoon around 4 or 5 o'clock at the sports center. Not only does it keep me healthy, but it also helps me to avoid catching a cold or a flu. Gus, that's kind of the same, staying healthy, avoiding the flu. It's a bit awkward. So not only does it help keep me healthy, but it also allows me to catch up with my friends, have some good laughs, and mentally refresh. Yeah, okay, Gus. So try to be unique. All right, good. Okay, yeah, so a few ways to do this. Paraphrase as much as possible. So certainly, I have a few different pastime activities that I enjoy doing. such as cycling. I went for a great 2-hour ride just yesterday with my roommate. Also, I love playing the guitar. I'm currently learning some Nirvana songs, and whenever I have a bit of time in the afternoon, I love to cook. I made a really delicious green curry for my friends on the weekend. Okay, so notice all of the answers and explanations. Now you want to be nice and smooth with this. So again, details. I'm just coming up with this. Everything that you see here, I just made it up while I was typing, okay? So just lots of visualization. I'm mixing reality with fiction. I love playing around with the guitar. I can't really play it all that well, but if I could, I would probably learn some Nirvana songs. I do love to cook, and I do make green curry sometimes, but I definitely didn't make any last weekend, and I don't really have roommates. I live with my wife and daughter, so that I'm just making up, but I did live with roommates during university, and so I can add in that visualization. I certainly love riding my bike. I haven't been doing it recently, but I'm looking forward to doing that when I get back to Canada in March. So these are just kind of a mishmash of reality and fiction, okay? And again, with practice, you can do that very fluently. So repeat after me. Do you have any hobbies? Certainly. I have a few different pastime activities that I enjoy doing, such as cycling. I went for a great 2-hour ride just yesterday with my roommate. Also, I love playing the guitar. I'm currently learning some Nirvana songs. And whenever I have a bit of time in the afternoon, I love to cook. I made a really delicious green curry for my friends on the weekend. Okay, sounds believable. Why not, right? Okay, so lots of quantitative language. Notice how when you give an answer like this, you can literally see me. So you probably visually see me cooking the green curry, and you probably see me riding my bike, right? So be visual. That will definitely help your score. The more your listener can see what you're saying, the better your band score will be, okay? So targeting band 9 definitely involves a lot of visual language, okay? All right. So after your warm-up session and your icebreakers, the examiner will introduce some kind of a topic like, okay, let's talk about helping people. Okay, so as soon as you hear the word helping, what other words should kind of pop into your brain? Okay, so there's your brain. Your brain has lots of great ideas going off. Okay, bing, light bulb. And you're thinking of words with this concept. Okay, so Janelle says support. Honey says empathy. Okay, empathy, support. Yeah, those are good words, right? So immediately these words should be rushing through your mind. Mark, you're very welcome. Okay, assist, advice, Danya, very good. So assist, advice. And I highly recommend doing this kind of association at home, okay? Need, giving hand, helping hand, lend a hand, right? That's a good one. Lend a hand, which is a nice idiom for helping, okay? Jen says communicating, okay? Charity, donation, yeah, right? So all of those words, okay? So that's what you should immediately be thinking. Play association games for sure when you're learning English, and that will absolutely help you to be more fluent, give better answers, have more lexical resource. Okay, so good. All right. So questions can be a little bit bizarre sometimes, and so I like to ask some bizarre questions too. Even in part one, some of the questions are like, oh, what? Okay. Here's a kind of an interesting question. When do you ask a person for help? Now it's about you. So when do you ask a person for help? Okay. When do you ask a person for help? Rashika. Okay, think about that. Alex says, well, I ask for help rarely. I feel it's awkward to ask people for empathy unless they are my friends or relatives. For instance, last week I asked my cousin to lend a hand buying some medicine for my grandfather. Okay, Alex, very good. Watch the end there. It's a little bit off. Okay. All right. Tark. Thank you, Sammy. Tark says, where was Tark? Ooh, lots of answers. That's great. Tark says, I ask for help when I have difficulty in solving my problems. For instance, if I can't solve a math problem, I definitely ask my friend to give me a hand. Very good, Tariq. That's exactly what we're looking for, is that kind of answer. Okay. Says, in some unanticipated situations like car accidents, health problems, work difficulties, or when I need exterior assistance, not exterior, good try, external help, okay, from either friends and family. I was sick last week and my mom took care of me. Very good, yeah, of course, we all get into situations. It's human, and that's one of our most magical human qualities, is to aid and assist each other. Okay. Oh, it says, well, actually, I ask for aid from people when I go to work on my farm because I live in a rural area. Just last week, I asked to get help from my cousin Khalid to pick the apples from the small orchard. Yeah, apple orchard, Ois. Find the better words. Okay, but good. All right. Thingy says, I usually ask my friends or local people, my peers, not local people from my age, Thingy, but peers. Let's try that again, okay, Thingy? So I usually ask my friends and peers to help me study because I love programming, and sometimes I get into some really tricky situations. So I give a shout out for programmers to help me create a particular code. Okay, all right, Thingy, careful. Clear professional communication. Focus on that. Okay. All right. Ferdovs says, I ask for a helping hand if I have to make a decision which could change my life, mostly from my parents. Also, I usually ask for help when I need urgent care, like calling ambulance services. Yeah, very good, Ferdovs. So, yeah, big life decisions, certainly. Life-altering decisions, right? Very nice. Kevin says, there are tons of situations when I ask for support from others, but the most common one is when I'm snowed under. Like just the other day, I asked my mom to run errands for me and my dad to mend my bike as I had Zoom classes, and I needed my bike to get to work, and I needed to get some errands out of the way so I could catch up. Yeah, Kevin, very good. Maybe a little bit more explanation on why the bike and why the errands. Okay. All right. Hyunyo says, well, when I have trouble with my assignments from school, for instance, if I have hard grammar exercises, I ask my friends for help. Besides that, I always ask for help from my parents in doing housework recently because I'm too busy with preparing for my upcoming exams. Very good, okay? So lots of good ideas. Fantastic, okay? That's the kind of fluency that we're looking for. There are a number of different situations where I require assistance from either my friends, family, or society. whenever I have too much on my plate, I ask a friend to give me a hand with some work around the home, like fixing my car. And if I am at a crossroad in life, having to make a big decision, I always ask for my parents' wisdom, such as buying a new home. Okay. All right, so I'm drawing a little bit on what you are saying as well, okay? And just kind of ramping up the vocabulary, the grammar, to give it that extra level of advanced, native, natural communication. And again, it's all for that targeting that band 9 score, okay? So here we go. When do you ask a person for help? There are a number of different situations where I require assistance from either my friends, my family, or society. Whenever I have too much on my plate, I ask a friend to give me a hand with some work around the home, like fixing my car. And if I'm at a crossroad in life, having to make a big decision, I always ask for my parents' wisdom, such as buying a new home. Okay? So nice fluency, some good ideas. All right, next question. How often do you help another person? Okay, these are very, very kind of typical, simple questions. Usually part 1, notice they're about, like 5, 7, 8 words, maybe 10 words per question. So they're very clear usually, and they're asking about you. Okay, so how often do you help another person? All right. Sammy says, I always help my wife at home, like cooking and preparing food. Apart from that, I generally lend a hand to my colleagues when there are difficult situations, like needing some advice when they are at a crossroad. Okay, good, Sammy. Way to apply the new vocabulary right away. Yeah, very good. Okay. Arda says, I reckon I'm a helpful person and I always try to help people whenever I'm available. For example, I'm a good student at school, so I give a hand to my friends with their math problems. Okay, so Arda, again, at the end, be careful there. All right, Tariq says, I believe helping others is human responsibility, especially the elderly. If I see an older man having trouble crossing the road, I'm happy to lend him a hand. Okay, Tariq, not bad. You don't need the for example, Tariq. If I see an old man, it's so clear that you're going into an example there that you really don't need to say for example. It's just wordy, and then the examiners get scared that you're going to go off topic and rant, just talk, talk, talk. So avoid saying for example or for instance. Just smoothly go into your example. Okay. Sandeep says, well, I always assist people in need of help. Yesterday, I helped a stranger in the bank so that he could take some money out since he was illiterate. Illiterate, yeah. Okay. Yeah, it's very nice of you, Sandeep. Absolutely. Okay, Yarabisha says, I always help people whenever possible. I could say it would be at least one good deed a day. Every day, it's either my family or my friends asking for help. Just a few hours ago, I helped my friend fix his washing machine. Okay, Arabisha, good. Machine problem? Awkward. So what kind of machine? All right. Okay. Govinda says, well, to be honest, I'm busy all the time, but whenever I have some spare time, I love assisting those in need. Last time I gave my colleague colleague's uniform to an old man because my, your college uniform to an old man because I had graduated, not studies finished, but I had graduated, okay? Careful, Govinda. All right. Okay. Sarah says, I would love to help my friends with their English and German, and I won't hesitate to help elderly people with any assistance they may require. Okay, Sarah, not would love to, because then it's hypothetical and unreal, but I love to, okay? Careful, students, with using would. Some students I find overuse the word would, and some students don't clearly understand when we use the word would. Yes, would is used for polite English. However, in many cases, it also means that you are being hypothetical. So it's not something that I actually do. Like if I say, I would love to help people, but I just don't have time. Okay? So careful with that. All right? Okay. So I frequently help people, whether it's my kin, like helping my dad garden around his home, or my friends, like last weekend when I changed my friend Doug's car tire. I would say that I help at least 2 to 3 people each day. I think it is important and ethical to give a helping hand whenever possible. All right. So here we go. Repeat after me. How often do you help another person? I frequently help people, whether it's my kin, like helping my dad garden around his home, or my friends, like last weekend when I changed my friend Doug's car tire. I would say that I help at least 2 to 3 people each day. I think it is important and ethical to give a helping hand whenever possible. Okay. Next question. Here we go. Location. Where are good places for you to seek help? Give me a nice full sentence answer for this one. So, where are good places for you to seek help? Okay. So think of location. Doesn't have to be physical. Again, think broad. Okay. So where are good places to seek help? Ferdov says the most common venues for me to seek a helping hand are banks, so I can borrow money and invest it. My parents' home, they never regret if I need help. Mosques, there I seek emotional support. Like last month, I borrowed. Very good, Ferdov. So you're thinking financial help, you're thinking spiritual help, and you're thinking information help. And that's very clever, Ferdov. Very nicely done. Okay. I love that range. That's great. It's good communication. Okay? Because, of course, we need different kinds of help, and different kinds of help, there are different locations to get that help. So that's some quick, clever thinking for Dovs. Very good. Thumbs up. All right. Sandeep Yadav says, well, I think there are innumerable places such as railway stations, bus stands, public gardens, public administrative buildings where people are always ready to aid a person who needs help. Yeah. It's okay, Sandeep, but the question is places for you. So not people in general. It's not a part 3 question. It's actually asking of where do you usually seek help? Okay, so where are the locations that you seek help? All right. Dhruv says, well, it depends on the situation. Like if someone's injured in an accident, it's better to contact a hospital, ambulance. If it's personal problems, it's good to call our parents. Okay, Dhruv, same thing. It's about you. So say, well, if I need medical assistance, I seek help from my family physician at the hospital. If I need help with my schoolwork, then I go to school to find someone who is an expert and can help me out, my university. Also, there's another place that I haven't seen yet, and I don't want to spoil it. Let's see if anybody came up with it. Where's another place to seek help? Surprised nobody's written it yet. Okay, again, think outside the box. All right. Jin says, in my situation, my university is one of the great places for me to get help. As an international student, the university provides information broadly, learning advice, and counseling. All right, so that's kind of what I was saying, yeah. Abhijit says, well, it depends on the kind of situation. If I need some motivation, I watch some inspirational videos or talk to my parents. They encourage me a lot. Yeah, that's okay too. Still looking for that other place where many of us get help every day. Okay, Alpha Forest says, usually when I need help with technology and shopping, I reach out to tech support. While booking hotels, I get advice from hotel reception and travel agencies. Okay, all right, so yeah, here an it depends on the situation is a good start. If I need medical assistance, I go to the local clinic. However, if I need help with my schoolwork, I go to my university campus to seek the advice of my peers and professors. And, of course, another place I frequent often to get assistance is in the virtual realm online. I'm constantly getting assistance through YouTube, forums, and blogs, right? The virtual world. That's what I was thinking about. It's another place where many of us get help. In fact, many of you are actually, believe it or not, here with me in Europe, getting some help with your IELTS. So the virtual world, don't forget about that. It's there to help you. So where are good places for you to seek help? Well, it depends on the situation. If I need medical assistance, I go to my local clinic. However, if I need help with my schoolwork, I go to my university campus to seek the advice of my peers and professors. And of course, another place I frequent often to get assistance is in the virtual realm online. I'm constantly getting assistance through YouTube's forums and blogs with my English, my shopping needs, and even with the hobbies that I mentioned earlier. Okay, students, so here we have a few more questions. Why is it important to help people? Have the way people help each other changed compared to previous generations? And if you could change one part of society to help people, what would it be? I will leave these last three questions for you to practice with each other, because of course another really great place to get help is on our website in that student partner speaking section there. And you can click on that and begin speaking with other people. And for general IELTS, go to gieltshelp.com, click that big red button, and get some help there. So those are other places. These are the questions. Practice these. Practice the skills that I just showed you. Tomorrow I will be back, worry not, and I will help you further, members, with reading, and we'll do listening part 1 and part 2 for everyone. Again, if you like this class, if you want HD video lessons, definitely check us out, everybody. aehelp.com for academic IELTS, gieltshelp.com for general IELTS. It's worth a couple dollars to save yourself a lot of stress and anxiety. Thank you so much, everyone, for hanging out with me today. And I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. If it's late in your country, get some rest. Have a snack. Enjoy life. Stay safe. Much love to all of you. I'm Adrian, signing out from Budapest for now. Bye, Catherine. Bye, Jin. Bye, Brakrat. See you tomorrow.